review of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. So, very quickly today, we are going to talk about 4 powerful laws from this book. Yes, if you know these laws, if you know how to implement them, you are going to be in charge. You're going to be a master over those who do not, because I tell you, there is so much power dynamics in the world, and you cannot continue to complain or be bitter or to just feel stuck just because you don't understand the games of power, and some people are taking advantage over you. So the first law that we're going to review tonight is law 31. It says control the options, get others to play with the cards you deal. You need to control the options. The best deception are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. So people are using this game of power over you. When you hear the word choices, options, freedom, you immediately feel that you are at an advantage. But those who understand the games of power know that even the choices that they say they are giving you, they are not choices. The choices have been streamlined such that you are still dancing to their tunes. You are still playing into their hands. So if you also want to use this game, if you want to play this game, then you want to make sure that you control the options that you give other people. You don't give people open-ended options that can be used against you. Joy, keep your voice low, please. You don't give people open-ended options that can be used against you. And people who understand these games, they use it so well. They understand the game. They use it, they play the game so well. Like, you can color the choices. This is a favorite technique of Henry Kissinger, as President Richard Nixon's Secretary of State. He knew that he was smarter than the president, but it wouldn't be wise for him to come out as being smarter than the president. But then he wanted the president to go with his own options. So he could present like 3 to 4 options, to the president. He would color the options, and then he would speak more about the best option. At the end of the day, the president will dance to his tune. He will go for that 4th option, thinking that, yes, I made the choice, not knowing that his choice has been controlled, kind of. So you must make sure that you always control the choices. Another thing you can do is to force the resistor. This is a good technique to use on children or other willful people that will always do the opposite of what you want them to do. So you can give them 2 options, and then you advocate for that opposite, the one that you know they want to go for, just because they don't have any reason. They just want to be different. They just don't want the one that you are presenting. So be ahead of them. Advocate for that opposite choice that you know that they will go for, and they will naturally fall for it. Then alter the playing field. In the 1860s, John D. Rockefeller set out to create an oil monopoly. So he knew that if he bought all the small oil companies, people were going to fight back. It was going to be so obvious. So what did he do? He began to secretly buy up the railway companies that transported the oil, and that was the way he altered the playing field. So if you cannot go for the main person, make sure that you find means to get to the main person. Alter the playing field, and people will have no choice. There's also the shrinking option. Raise the price. Every time that buyers hesitate and another day goes by, there are some people that are so indecisive. They come to you to buy your product, but then they are dragging their feet. Use the shrinking option. When they come back again, tell them that the price has gone up, and they'll start begging. You now bring it to the actual price. They'll feel like, oh, we are giving them a good deal. Meanwhile, you are not. Then use this as well. The weak man on the precipice. This tactic is similar to color the choices. You can use this for the weak and the indecisive. You have to be more aggressive. There are some people that you make to dance to your tune using fear and terror. Exaggerate it. Let them see the danger in not dancing to your tune, in not buying what you want them to buy. And there is also the horns of the dilemma. This is a classic trial loss technique. When a lawyer appears in court and there is a witness, the witness does not have too many choices. There are times that you don't give people too many choices to choose from. You control the choices, you control the options. And one way to do this is to not give them a way of escape. Don't give them enough room to think. You have to quickly attack. That means you have to be smarter. You want to get somebody to confess to something. You don't give the person enough room, enough time to go and think about it, gather all the evidence, that can be used against you. You strike when they are unaware. Let's go to law 32. Play to people's fantasies. The truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. People like to fall for fantasies. They go for things that are not correct. That is why people who deceive others are the one making waves. They have so many followers. If you stand out as the person saying the truth, people don't want to come close to you because naturally as human beings, we hate the truth. The truth does not appeal to reality. The truth can even anger some people. You saying the truth, you being honest will infuriate them. So what do you do in this instance? People who understand the laws of power, they use this to deceive people. Oh, you don't want to hear the truth, you hate the truth, and so they will go for deception. Right, they go for fantasies, things that are not real. And fantasies can never operate alone. It requires the backdrop of the humdrum and the mundane. People like it. Oh, it is so appealing, it is so glamorous, and they are distracted by it. Even the people who appear to be so glamorous, to be so rich, they are also deceived by fantasies. For example, the reality is that slow is change and gradual. It requires hard work, a bit of luck, a fair amount of self-sacrifice, and a lot of patience. But what is the fantasy? Somebody will come out on social media and say, oh, you can become rich overnight, you can undergo a sudden transformation. There'll be a change in your fortune. You don't need work, there is luck. You don't need self-sacrifice, you don't need time to live a fantastic life. And they will deceive people and get away with it. Another reality is that the social realm has had set codes and boundaries. We understand these limits and know that we have to move within the same familiar circles day in and day out. But what is the fantasy some people will create? We can enter a totally new world with new codes and promise of adventure. So you must understand this so that you don't fall for this. As much as you want to try and understand these laws of power and apply them maybe to your business or your career, whatever, you must also understand this so that you don't get played, you don't get deceived by those who understand these laws of power and will use it to trick you. This is very, very important. So it is both ways. It enables you to be aware of people who will play on your fantasies, who will come out to say, oh, you can get this, it can cure this, it can do this. I've met such people in the past. They'll tell you that one drug can cure ulcer, it can cure cancer, it can cure headache, it can cure diabetes, it can cure hypertension. And you see people rushing them because people love lies. So when you understand these laws of power, you will not fall victim. Joy, keep quiet, please. You will not fall victim. Law 33 says, discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. Everybody has a weakness, and sometimes to get to somebody, you need to understand that person's weakness. If you don't understand the person's weakness, you may never get what you want from this person. One of the most important things to realize about people is that they all have weaknesses. Some people disguise their own weaknesses. You will never find them out. And for some people, they just cannot disguise theirs. It is open. But then you need to get something from somebody. How do you get through? You need to understand the person's weakness. You need to know what will make the person fall for what you're offering. Something like that. So what are some of the ways that you can use to discover people's weaknesses? Number one, pay attention to gestures and unconscious signals. Many people know how to act. They know how to comport themselves. They know how to behave in certain situations, certain circumstances, right? But then pay attention to those signals that they give unconsciously when they are unaware. What are those things that they do? Those are their weaknesses. Right. The key is not only what you look for, but where and how you look. Everyday conversation, supplies the richest mind of weakness. So train yourself to listen to even the unspoken word. Train yourself to listen to cues that are not so obvious. Then another way is to find the helpless child. Most weaknesses begin in childhood before the self builds up compensatory defenses. So there are some weaknesses that develop with people into adulthood, right? So you must understand this. Knowing about a childhood needs give you a powerful key to a person's weakness. Maybe the person was deprived of love when he or she was growing up, was deprived of some beautiful things of life. You might use that as your own entry point. Then look for contrasts. Look for what people are trying to conceal. Most times, people will brag, I will do this, I will beat you, I will deal with you. Most times, they can't do anything. They are empty barrels who make the loudest noise, right? So look for contrast. If somebody is boasting, I can do this, I can do that, the person is most likely not to be able to do anything. Sometimes people who are quiet, they are the ones that even have the greatest powers. People who make sneaky moves, who are unpredictable. But anybody who is lousy, I can do, who boast a lot, go and check it very well. They probably cannot do anything. They probably don't have any power. They probably, people who make noise, I'm rich. Do you know who I am? The people who are truly rich, they don't announce that they are rich. They don't go around asking, do you know who I am? So look for contrast. Whatever somebody is boasting about, the person probably does not have it. Yeah, talk is cheap. All right, fill the void. Too many emotional voids that are in people are insecurity and unhappiness. There are some people who feel so insecure. This is their weakness. They'll do anything, they'll pay anything just to get social validation, just to have somebody make them feel good, make them to accept themselves. So if you have any products that can help such people and you make your money, go ahead and do it. Or any form of unhappiness, that's another form of weakness in people. Some people are just unhappy, maybe as a result of their childhood, maybe their situation. And these are the things, the loopholes that you can use to get to people, depending on what you want from them. Offer them something that will fill that void in them and they will go for it. Then feed on uncontrollable emotions. Maybe the emotion of fear, the emotion of hatred, the emotion of greed. So you have to beware so that people don't feed on your emotions. Maybe you're always afraid. One spiritual man somewhere is saying, oh, bring money. Bring money. We'll help you to pray. We'll go to the mountain. The person is feeding on your fear. We'll go to the mountain. Oh, God. Right. You don't have to fall for that. Or somebody says, oh, bring money, especially scammers. Scammers feed on the greed of people. They feed on the greed of people. Oh, bring this money. We will help you to do this. We will help you to do that. And then you bring the money. They come back again to say, oh, you need to bring more money. We are almost at the end. Once you bring 200,000 naira, you can make 20 million. You look for the 200,000. You give them. You bring the 200,000. They tell you, oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. It just remains 500,000 naira. And then they keep collecting money from you because they are feeding on your greed. Scammers know this so well, right? And that is why you have to beware. Law 34 says, be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. This is very, very important. Be royal in your own fashion. You've heard this over and over, that the way you dress is the way you are going to be addressed. The way you carry yourself will often determine how you are treated in the long run. Appearing vulgar, appearing common will make people disrespect you. They say don't judge a book by its cover. Unfortunately, you are going to be judged by your cover. People are going to address you the way they see you, the way they appear. Even if you are not so rich now, appear as if you are doing well. Don't appear like your problem. Don't appear like you're unfortunate. Pay attention to it. For a king respects himself and inspires the same sentiment in others. By acting regularly and confident of your powers, you make yourself seem destined to wear a crown. There are people who appear anyhow, they dress anyhow, they speak anyhow, they talk anyhow. They don't carry themselves with dignity. This is a big mistake. If you want to play the game of power, you need to first and foremost pay attention to your appearance. Appear bold, appear confident, appear more powerful than you are. And people will respond with the same energy, with the same vibe. Appearance matters a lot. As children, when we were children, we have this power within us. That's exuberance, that's enthusiasm. We don't care. We want to look good. Even during Christmas period, we want to wear our Christmas clothes and shoes, we put our goggles, we make our hair, we do everything, at least in our own little way. But as you are growing older, as you're becoming an adult, you're allowing society to remold you, to make you believe that so you should dress commonly so that you will look humble. It is not true. You can be modest, but don't dress in a lowly manner. No matter the occasion, no matter where you're going, no matter who you are relating with, dress well, dress very, very well. You can use the strategy of the crown. The strategy of the crown is based on a simple chain of cause and effect. If we believe we are destined for great things, our belief will radiate outward. Just as a crown creates an aura around the king, this outward radiance will infect the people around us, who will think we must have reasons to feel so confident. Right, throughout history, people of undistinguished birth, the Theodoras of Byzantium, the Columbuses, the Beethovens, the Disraelis, have managed to work the strategy of the crown. Even if you don't have a physical crown on your head, you must always feel royalty. Feel like royalty. Feel like you are wearing the believe so firmly in your own greatness that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Believe so firmly in your own radiance, from your inner radiance, that it begins to show on the outside. Don't ever bow your head down in shame because you are dressed anyhow. You enter a hall and you start to feel ashamed because you are telling yourself, why did I wear these slippers? I should have dressed better. It is better to overdress for the occasion than to underdress. In case you don't know, the trick is simple. Be overcome by your self-belief. Even while you know you are practicing a kind of deception on yourself, act like a king. This is where that statement, fake it like you make it, makes sense. You are likely to be treated as one if you act like a king, not just in your dressing. Now, you also act like this. How do you act like this? You carry yourself with dignity. Don't talk anyhow. Don't eat anyhow. You are not the one to be eating on the road as you are walking by. Some people don't have any issue with it. I have an issue with it. How can you be walking on the road in public and you are eating, you are chewing? Not get some. See, there is dignity. A level of dignity that you must give yourself, and this is how people begin to relate with you. This is how people begin to respect you. This is not arrogance. Arrogance should not be confused with real bearing. Arrogance may seem the king's entitlement, but in fact it betrays insecurity. It is the very opposite of royal demeanor. Dignity, in fact, is invariably the mask to assume under difficult circumstances. If you have dignity, you are going to get angry without throwing bottles, without throwing caution to the wind, without being vulgar in your words. That is dignity. One way to emphasize your difference is to always act with dignity, no matter the circumstance. Don't say things that you will regret later. Don't say things that will reveal your weakness. Thank you. Eating corn on the road. Yes, some people will be like, hey, it will get cold. You don't even know who will see you. You don't even know, maybe that business partner that has been thinking of giving you a contract. They even want to try you. They are not sure yet. And then they see you with bathroom slippers on the road eating corn. They will not come back to tell you what they saw. You just see that you are not hearing from them again. That is the truth. This is how people miss opportunities. Always act as if people are watching you. And truly, if you know that people are watching you, if you know that the king is going to see you, the king of your village or your town is going to see you, will you still do what you're about to do? Always ask yourself that. It will help you to be conscious, Another thing you can do is to use the Columbus strategy. Always make a bold demand. Set your price high and do not waver. But do this, use wisdom here. Read the room, use your discretion, right? Set your price high. Don't price yourself low at all. Then secondly, in a dignified way, go after the highest person in the building. Try to relate with people who are up there. When people see you relating with maybe the chief executive, the president, the secretary of that association, they begin to see you the same, that so this guy is highly placed. Oh, he knows the president. Oh, he knows the CEO. And the way they relate with you will start being different. Right. Then the third one, give a gift of some sort to those above you. This is a strategy. By giving your patron a gift, by giving your CEO a gift, by giving your president a gift, you're essentially saying that the two of you are equal. At least you can buy him a gift. Be saying that in your mind, that you can also afford to give the managing director a gift, somebody who is up there. It creates rooms for interaction between both of you, and it can open doors for you. Remember, it is up to you to set your own price. Ask for less, and that is just what you will get. Ask for more, however, and you send a signal that you are worth a king's ransom. Even those who turn you down respect you for your confidence, and that respect will eventually pay off in ways you cannot imagine. If you are not going to remember anything from tonight's review, remember to pay attention to your appearance, to your dressing. Even if you want to step out of your house to buy something at the main road, don't just go in bedroom slippers. Don't just tie one scarf on your head anyhow. Pay attention to your appearance. You never know who you will meet. You never know the opportunity that will come your way within 2 minutes of you wanting to step out. Be very intentional. Be royal in your appearance. Be royal in your fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. All right, thank you so much. This is where we're going to stop tonight. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet subscribed. I remain Lady Ogbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, inspire you to live intentionally. I'll see you tomorrow again by God's grace as we review the next 4 laws that we have to review in this book. We are gradually drawing closer to the end. Take care, and until tomorrow, be intentional. Bye. You're welcome.